You know, if you're running a local business, the internet can feel, well, it can feel like this huge, overwhelming ocean. Today, we're going to look at a company that completely changed its strategy to become a kind of lighthouse, guiding businesses in one specific local community. Let's dive into how they're pulling it off. This is the big question, right? It's the challenge every single local business owner is up against. You've got an amazing service, you know your customers, you know your neighborhood, but then you go online, and suddenly you're competing with these global giants and massive national chains. I mean, how in the world do you connect with a customer who lives just a few streets away when there's so much digital noise?
But what if the answer isn't to shout louder, but to speak more clearly to the right people? This is the story of how one company made a huge pivot. They went from being a general do-it-all agency to becoming a true champion for one specific local region.
And this one slide says it all. They used to be Optimus Click, a general agency that served, a pretty wide area. But rebranding to Macarthur Web and Marketing, well, that wasn't just slapping a new name on the door. It was a declaration. It was them saying, we're moving from being a jack of all trades to a master of one place, the Macarthur region.
And look, we're not talking about some new startup just trying to figure things out. This intense, local focus is built on a rock-solid foundation of more than 13 years of professional experience in digital marketing. So what you get is all that seasoned expertise, but now with this renewed, super hyper-local commitment.
What's really crucial here is that MWM isn't some remote, faceless corporation. We're talking about a team of professionals who are also business owners themselves, who are residents with deep, real connections to the local community. They aren't just working in the area, they are truly a part of it.
Okay, so that's the who. We get who they are. But that brings us to the why. Why do they even exist? What's their core purpose? Well, their mission goes way beyond just selling services. It's about giving local businesses the tools to not just compete, but to actually win in their own digital backyard.
And here it is, straight from the horse's mouth. Their mission is all about leveling the playing field. The whole idea is to take those sophisticated, super effective, and, let's be honest, usually expensive digital strategies that the big corporations use and make them accessible and powerful for the local cafe, the neighborhood plumber, or the family-run accounting firm. So how do they make sure those strategies actually work? It all comes down to what they call a results-first approach. And what that means is, yeah, a beautiful website is nice, but what's the top priority? The stuff that actually grows your business. Generating leads, making that phone ring, and delivering a clear, tangible return on your investment. It's about growth you can see and measure, not just pretty pictures.
All right, so let's pop the hood and see what's actually in this toolkit. Let's break down the specific strategies and services they use to turn that big mission into real, measurable results for their clients.
I love this because their process is just so logical. They've laid it out as this clear three-step path. It just makes sense, right? First, you got to build a solid digital foundation with strong branding and a great website. Then, and only then, do you start actively pulling in customers with things like local SEO and targeted ads. And finally, you lock it all down and secure your operations with reliable hosting so everything just works. It's a complete start-to-finish strategy. And if we zoom in a little closer, you can see the core services that power that journey. It's everything from creating a custom website that really captures the soul of your brand to running these laser-focused ad campaigns on Google, Facebook, and Instagram. The places where your local customers are already hanging out.
And this is where that hyper-local expertise becomes a real superpower. We're not talking about generic hope for the best SEO. This is about strategically dominating the search results right there in Campbelltown, in Camden, in Norellan. The goal is simple. When somebody in your area searches for what you do, your business is the first one they find, period.
But you know what? Their specialization doesn't just stop at geography. They actually go a layer deeper, developing real expertise in the specific industries that are the lifeblood of the Macarthur economy. And this is just so smart. They get that a plumber has completely different goals than, say, a psychologist. For trades and construction, it's all about pure lead generation, getting more local jobs on the books. For a health clinic, it's about building trust and patiently acquiring new patients. And for professional services like accountants or lawyers, it's about attracting those really high-value clients. It's always a tailored strategy, never a one-size-fits-all solution.
So all of this, the local focus, the industry specialization, it all leads up to their ultimate vision, and it's way bigger than just one client. They want to be a primary catalyst for growth.
That basically means being a growth engine for the entire Macarthur region's economy. That's a serious, long-term commitment to the community's success.
So, this all brings us to the final, really important question for any business owner in the area. With this kind of specialized, local expertise out there, it's not about just surviving online anymore. The tools are there, the local knowledge is there, it's all set up for you to truly thrive. The only question left is, are you ready to dominate?